The United States has agreed to provide $129,000 in funding for conservation of the ancient 500 BC to 500 AD megalithic jars or plain of jars in Xieng Khuang province, a UNESCO World Heritage Site under the U.S. Ambassador's Fund for Cultural Preservation or AFCP. An agreement on the preservation project was signed on August 28th by U.S. Ambassador to Laos Dr. Peter Heyman and Deputy Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism Mr. Xieng, witnessed by the Deputy Governor of Xieng Khuang Province Mr. Sivilai Sengchalerm, representatives of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other officials from both sides. The grand project will be implemented from now until the end of 2023. It will focus on the establishment of a database and GIS system to develop and maintain an inventory of jars and jar sites, conservation and restoration of damaged jars and lids, and capacity building among local staff and authorities responsible for the World Heritage Sites in the area.
ในโครงการนี้จึงค่อยได้เน้นหนักโดยเฉพาะในการสร้างความเข้มแข็งให้แก่บุคลากรอยู่ในท้องถิ่นของเราให้ได้รับรู้ให้ได้มีความรับผิดชอบสูงต่อกัน
Speaking to the media, Deputy Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism Mr. Xieng said the grant will make a significant contribution to the upgrading of personnel as well as the preservation and restoration of antiquities and the establishment of a system of cultural heritage management at the international level with the participation of local people.
I am so excited to be here today for the grant ceremony, giving $129,000 to support the Lao government in preserving these magnificent stone jars as part of Laos's newest UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Ambassador Heyman said he is happy to be part of the continued preservation of this impressive historic site, saying these megalithic jars are testimony to the rich cultural traditions in Laos going back thousands of years.
This is a absolutely unique site, the sites around the plain, and I hope that in the future tourists coming to Laos feel like unless they have come to Xieng Khuang, they have not really come to Laos.
According to him, as we celebrate the 5th anniversary of the U.S.-Lao Comprehensive Partnership and the 20th anniversary of the AFCP program here in Laos, we remain committed to working with the Lao people and government in all aspects of cultural preservation and socio-economic development. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the AFCP program worldwide, as well as in Laos. The Ambassador's Fund supports projects around the world to preserve a wide range of cultural heritage in least developed countries, including historic buildings, archaeological sites, ethnographic objects, paintings, manuscripts, and indigenous languages, and other forms of traditional cultural expression. The U.S. Ambassador Fund for Cultural Preservation has also supported some of the most notable projects, including the restoration of Wat Seng Thong in Luang Prabang province.
This is part of our Ambassador's Fund for Cultural Preservation. It's a program we have in countries all around the world where embassies, to show their respect for the culture of the countries in which they work, provide grants to help preserve the unique aspects of that culture, whether it's stone jars or Buddhist temples or traditional songs and stories or other aspects of culture.
After the U.S. Ambassador Fund for Cultural Preservation has been successfully implemented in recent years, this year marks the 5th anniversary of the U.S.-Lao Comprehensive Partnership, which makes a significant contribution to the strengthening of friendly relations and heritage and cultural preservation. The Plain of Jars is Laos' 3rd World Heritage Site. The old town of Luang Prabang was inscribed by UNESCO in 1995, followed by Wat Pu Champasak in 2001. The Plain of Jars, located in a plateau of northern Laos, is named for the more than 2,100 tubular-shaped megalithic stone jars that are believed to have been used for funerary practices in the Iron Age.
Visiting the area,
the extensive site has long been a popular tourist attraction.
In February,
Xieng Khuang Province is also home to many other places of interest, including hot springs, caves, and old temples. The province is located 435 kilometers north of Vientiane and has about 172 officially designated tourist sites. These includes 87 nature-based sites, 56 cultural sites, and 29 places of historical interest, according to the Xieng Khuang Provincial Information, Culture and Tourism Department.
His victory, he evidently created the jars to brew and store huge amounts of Lao rice.